welcome to Elm Colors. I'm Erica. Today we're going to talk about budget pencils. And some of these would even qualify as super budget pencils because they were super cheap. Today I'm going to show you color swatches of each brand, do a little blending worksheet on each of the brands too so you can see how they work, and then show you some work I did in a coloring book with each pencil brand. So let's get started. Okay, so let's start with the Crayola Twistables. I have this box of 50 that I got on Amazon for $12.99. And when you open it up, there are two rows. I hope you can see in there. There's two rows of pencils. And I'm not sure that I would actually call these pencils. It's like a weird mix between a crayon and a pencil. Even with that being said, they work. So they're twistables because on the end you twist this, and at this end is where the color comes out. So the only downside that I really had, the biggest downside I guess, would be that you can't sharpen this. So it's hard to get into tiny little details with these, but lots of fun colors. True to the Crayola brand, you know, I did swatch everything out. So there's the swatch. Another downside is they don't have names printed anywhere or numbers printed anywhere. So I kind of had to leave them in the order that they came in so that I would know what I was getting. Or either that or I had to have a swatch sheet next to me, or scratch paper next to me every time I wanted to try out a new color. So yeah, so lots of fun colors, similar to, they lay down similar to a crayon, but not as waxy, but it's nowhere near as smooth as like their actual Crayola colored pencils. So what I thought I would do is, now in the other comparisons, I do have a nicely printed out version of this, but basically I have three little rectangles here that I'm going to show you a little bit about the blending. So this is going to be one color, this is going to be like a color family, and this will be several different colors. So I'll get to that. Okay, so I've got three purples here that I thought that I would try to blend for this first section. So I'm going to start with my lightest. Is it the lightest? That's not the lightest. Well, let's do it this way. We'll start with this one. I am lightening up the pressure a little bit as I move over. I think that that's the other, yeah, there we go. So this is the lightest. I think that these blend decently well. Here's the dark one. Now I'm not pushing very hard. Now I'm pushing harder. And it really, you can get some vibrant colors. All right, so there's that one. Let's do a color family. So we're gonna go from blue, this blue, which is kind of like the cornflower blue that they have in the crayon set. I'm going to go to a light sky blue, blend that in a little bit. And then we'll use this turquoise color. And then this dark turquoisey green, or it's kind of a bluish green. It's not really turquoise, but okay, so I'm going to color hard with this one and lighten up as I move into the turquoise. Again, color hard with the turquoise. Lighten up as I move into the blue. So there's a blend. It doesn't, it didn't do super well, but if you just stick to a few colors in the same color family, or color, like the same tone, like this one worked a lot better than this one. So let's see how this one is. So I'm going to use a pink, a purple, and a blue, I think. So we're gonna, here's the pink. Let's do this purple. And it's hard to control the amount of, I don't know, pigment, I guess, that comes onto the paper. I mean, if you push really hard, yeah, you can get a nice firm, but if you don't have quite the right pressure, then it doesn't want to blend exactly right. So this one is not working very well at all. Yeah, I will show you a page that I colored with this, because I do like the way that the effects that you can get. Maybe it's just this paper that I'm using, because this is just a regular piece of cardstock. It doesn't look terrible, but maybe it's just that blue color. It doesn't want to blend very well at all. So let me show you what I did. I didn't color a whole page, but this is from Twilight Garden, so it's nice quality paper. And I colored everything that you see here with the twistables. There was nothing else used. So I'm going to show you just a little closer. So for this leaf here, you can tell that I've used 4 different colors. So there's like a limey yellow, and then a green, then a little bit darker green, and then like a bluish green color down at the bottom. And I was able to get decent blends. And then I did use, for this leaf, my Prismacolor colorless blender marker, and it blended it very well. And then I was able to go over top of that and add even more color. So that's why this leaf looks a lot more vibrant than all the others. I think it did well on the flowers. It didn't really want to blend super easily, and I was getting frustrated, so that's why there's only part of that page colored. But yeah, it did its job. And you know, you get, for $12 or $13, you get 50 different colors, so that's a pretty good deal. Now it's not going to give you, unless you work at it like I did with this leaf, it's not going to give you the best quality, but it's a budget pencil, so yeah, so that's what the twistables look like. All right, next we have the Prang pencils. These are available in sets of 12, 24, 50, 72. I got this set of 24 for $6.50. And here's the swatch of colors. They are not the most vibrant pencil, and they are a very hard pencil. So if that is not something that you can color with, just be forewarned. They do have a nice thick core, so I didn't have any breakage when I went through and sharpened every pencil in the case. None of them broke. They were really good. So there's the core. Each pencil has the name printed on the barrel in 3 different colors: English, Spanish, and French. Yeah, and they worked pretty well. let's do our little test here. All right, I've got some colors picked out. So we've got purple and violet for this first color. So let's get this. And when you color with it, I found that it's easier to hold it back a little bit from the tip. Just because when I was down here, and it is a hard pencil, so I was really gripping it harder than I should have. And my hand started to hurt big time. So I do have part of a page finished, but it's not completely finished. But I liked the effects that I was able to get. These blend pretty well. If you've seen my collection video, my supply collection video, I do talk about the fact that I have several Prangs mixed in with my Crayolas. They are an older version of this pencil, so they blend and lay down a lot better than these ones do. These, I think, have a lot of binder in them and not as much pigment, but you can get really pretty effects with these. So there's the pink or the purples. Let's do this yellow. We'll go yellow through to like a reddish orange. Now the yellows, for some reason in almost all pencil sets, the yellows are one of the most vibrant, smoothest pencils that I've found. I don't know what it is about that color that is easier for people to produce, but it seems like that just works for people. So that was yellow and golden yellow. Now I'm going to go in with some orange. And there's not really a color in between this orange and this golden yellow, so I'm going to have to be a little careful when I blend it there. And then this nice bright red-orange color. Yeah, so you can see the oranges blended beautifully. Let's try to get a little bit better blend. So I'm just really lightly going over the golden orange color. I'm going to do the same thing with the golden yellow to come back over and kind of go into the orange color a little bit. And that looks a little bit better. So yeah, so there's the blend there. And then for the colorful blend, let's start with, this is one of the ones that I do have in my Crayola set that I love because this color is really pretty. So we're going to start with this aqua. When you get ready to move into the next color, you just lighten up your pressure quite a bit. And then I'm going to start here with the blue and kind of blend into that color a little bit, very lightly over where the aqua was. And then again, this way we're going to lighten up. And go into this pinky purple color. So these ones don't completely make a new color. There is some overlap where you can see the other color underneath, but if you work at it, you can get a decent blend. And that's really the whole point of this video. It's just to show you that you don't have to spend bunches of money to get the look. It will take you some extra time, but if you don't have the money at that time and you really want to color, you can grab yourself a cheaper set of pencils and get just a pretty effect. So there's the Prang ones, and let me show you the page I did. This one, and you can tell that I was able to blend things pretty well on this paper. I think I used just 2 different greens to get the leaf effect, And then on the flower itself, my idea was to have it like be a rainbow flower. So it would be red, orange, yellow, green, and then blue and violet around the outside. In here I've got the red, I've got red and pink, and a little bit of peach. And then I had an orange and a peach and a little bit of yellow. And then the next one had green and yellow. The next one had blue and light blue and turquoise. And then we had the violet and the purple. And then out here we've got the pink. So I think that'll be really pretty once I get it all colored in. But it started to hurt my hand. So that's why this is not finished, because I had been coloring for a little while, and the harder pencils tend to hurt my hand. I don't know if it's just the way that I hold it, but yeah. So that's what I was able to get with that. So let's move on to the next set. Okay, these next two sets I am going to show you at the same time because I did color on the same page with these guys. But let me talk about these ones first. So these I got at my local grocery store, which is a Meijer. So if you have a Meijer near you, you can get these pencils. And I will check to see if these are available on Amazon. I'm not sure if they are, but I'll double check, and if they are, I'll definitely link that in the comments. I was just kind of wandering around searching for inexpensive pencils, and I found these guys. They were $3, and they were fluorescent colors. And I just thought it was kind of a fun. I do have a few neon colors here and there, but it's always fun to have these colors if you ever do want to go out and use them. And it's a pretty decent variation in the colors. I really do like the brightness of them. They didn't lay down the best on this paper, but I was pleasantly surprised when I used them in my coloring book. So I'll show you that in a second. Oh, we need to do our little swatch. So let me get the colors out. All right, we've got our pencils out. So I'm going to do the same thing where I'm going to go with some purples on this one. And these these are hexagonal barrels. They do have color dipped ends. They're a comfortable pencil to hold. It feels just like you're holding like a number 2 pencil or HB pencils. They do not have names on them either, so I did have to kind of keep them in order as best I could in the pouch. And with 12 pencils, that's not hard to do, but it's when you get into bigger pencils, sometimes that's a problem. So I'm going to start here. And the color laydown is pretty good. And you can see that blends almost seamlessly. Of course, they're colors that are meant to blend together anyway. So let's do the yellows into a reddish color. So we're going to start with this bright. And again, this bright neon yellow is so fun. It's such a fun color. And there's a little bit of a darker yellow. Yellowish orange. And then we'll move into this bright orange. Now for me, these actually lay down better than the Crayola neon colors. Not as nice as the Prismacolor ones because those are super soft and so easy to color with. But this would be a nice addition if you ever do want to have just a fun neon page. This is a nice addition to all of those other pencils because they work pretty well. And there you are able to blend a little bit into the other colors. So, and they do have a little bit of dust, but not bad. So there's that one. And then last but not least, we'll have a little bit of a fun one. So we have this nice bright green. And at some point I will probably go through and make up names for all of the colors because I'm weird like that and I liked my colors to have names. So these ones will probably all be similar to, well, sometimes I do a lot of fruit names when I have to name my colors. These ones would all be good fruits, but also like I don't know. This reminds me of vacation in Florida, and so maybe things that you would find in Florida. Like this one is perfect for flamingos. And you can see they blend decently well. Like you can get another shade. You can see that purpley shade that you can create by layering the blue and the pink there. I mean, you do have another purple shade over here, but you are able to layer, which is nice. A little bit more green in there. So yeah, so there's our colorful blend. All right, so let's move on to the next set. I'm gonna set those to the side. This next set is the Marco brand, and these reminded me of the, oh, I don't know if I said, but on those fluorescent pencils, they were $3 for 12. So really, really inexpensive. Okay, so for these Marco pencils, I believe these are made by the same people that make the Marco Raffine pencils, and Marco, I think it's Renoir maybe. I do have the Marco Raffine pencils and I really like them. These are lovely, and I got these because they were reminiscent of those beautiful Holbein and Tombow Erogeton pastel pencils that you see everywhere. The colors were just, they're so pretty. And I was excited to see that they do have them. The only issue that I have with these pencils is they don't have any names. So, yes, they have beautiful colors, but I will also say when I sharpened these, they did crumble a little bit the first time I colored with them, but since then I have not had any problems. I think it was just, I just got the tip a little bit too sharp. They're very soft. They lay down super smooth. And like I said, the colors are beautiful. Hexagonal barrel, really thick core. Yeah, really good pencils. So I got these 24 for $15. It was a really good deal, and yeah, I didn't think that that was too bad of a price. Especially for when I found how nicely they laid down when I finally got them home. So, okay, so let's do the purples real quick. So I'm going to start with this lighter purple. Okay, there's that one. Let's do the same color family. Let's try the yellows like we've done before. So I've got a yellow, an orangey color, a little bit darker orange, and I don't have a red, so we're going to use my darkest pink on this one. And like I said, these are so soft. They lay down lovely. They lay down almost exactly like the Marco Raffines do. So if you like those pencils, then you would like these. A little bit darker orange. Lighten up as I get back this way, and then add in my darkest pink. Gosh, that's a pretty color scheme right there. Now this didn't blend as nicely as it did in my book. Again, I think it might just be this paper, because I was able to get a really pretty blends in the coloring book. So, and then for a colorful blend, let's do light pink, turquoise, and a blue. Oh my goodness, how beautiful is that color? These are like candy. And I do like, these colors. The only issue that I would have is I tend to want to use vibrant colors or neutral colors, and that is not included in this set. These are only the pretty pastel-y colors. So, ooh, these ones aren't going to blend very well. Let me switch to this darker pink. That's better. All right, so there's that one. Looks pretty good. Like I said, I think this maybe might not have been the best choice in paper for me to use, but super pretty colors. Okay, let me get all this set aside and I'll show you the book. Okay, so here is the little bit that I did. This, you can tell, is the Fluorescent, and I was able to blend, I think I did 4 colors just for the leaves, and I was able to get a little bit of yellow on the edge, 2 different greens, and then a blue through the center part of the leaf to kind of give it a little bit more depth. And I used a couple different pinks and a purple on the flowers. I think those turned out really pretty. And then the pastel colors, this is so pretty. These, I just love these colors. I'm so excited to use those on a page. Other than like the tester page. But yeah, I thought the flowers turned out really well. The greens blended really good together. I've got this part here where I've got like a yellow, like a pansy flower here where I've got yellow and purple and then a little bit of pink on the edges just to give it a little bit of a different tone as it moves out from the center of the leaf. So yeah, so those ones, that's the Marco 24 pastels and the Royal Langnickel Fluorescent set of 12. Okay, these next 2 I did also color on the same page, so I'm going to show you them at the same time. Let's start with these US Art Supply ones. Here's the swatch, lots of beautiful colors, pretty hard pencil. Again, it's a budget pencil, so that's going to happen, but I was pleasantly surprised with how vibrant the colors were. They come in a box like this. You got 2 rows of colors. And this is another one that I had to leave in the box the way they were because they do not have names printed on the barrels. But hexagonal barrel, decently thick core. It's probably, I don't know, maybe 3 centimeters or 3 millimeters. They all sharpen to a great point. There was no breakages, and they feel comfortable to hold. The only downside was that there were, with 50 of them in this box, it's very hard without names to be able to keep them in order. So unless you had a case or something that you could just immediately put them in and keep them in the right color order that you want at all times, that's great. But otherwise, if they don't have names, it's not my favorite pencil. So let's get the colors out for this one. All right, I have my pencils here. Let's do the purple first. So I was pleasantly surprised with how these worked. And I got some very cool effects from these pencils when I was using them. Now again, in your purples and some of your blues, you're going to have, these are a scratchier pencil. I think, was it these ones that you do have to be careful sometimes when you're coloring with these pencils, since they are a hard pencil, that you don't tear up your paper. So these ones are definitely ones that you have to use in light layers. And again, like I was saying with these blues and purples, sometimes they have more binder in them than they do pigment, and so it's kind of hard to get vibrant colors. So there's the purples. Let's do some yellow. see again, yellow is bright, vibrant, fun. Blends very well. You do get a little bit of dust with these, but not too bad. And I am pushing hard, so there is some weird lines that are popping up that I did not get on my coloring pages. So really, again, the only harsh blend is from that yellow into the orange. All right, so there's that one. And last but not least, let's do a pretty, and see, I don't know if you can see that. So I went to brush my dust away, and instead of using the big fancy brush that I have, I just used my fingers, and you can see it just smeared the color all over the place. So here's the pink. Let's do this purple. Yeah, I really should have picked different paper for this. This is not going great. Yeah, so this one didn't want to blend very well on this paper, but it blended very nicely on the coloring book paper. Which is why it's always a good idea to test out your pencils in a book if you can, or in a similar type book than what you actually want to color with them. So yeah, so the initial color family, like the same color family did well, one color did well, but when you try to mix the other colors, that's not the best. So then, and those were, there were 50 of them and they were only $12. So pretty budget on those. And these are these Sargent Art pencils, 24 of them in a box. These I was pleasantly surprised with as well. They feel like polychromos. They have that same kind of coating on them. They are white dipped on the end. I sharpened all of these, didn't have any problems with breakages or anything. Here is my color chart for that one. I like the amount of colors that you get in this pack as well. So the different browns that you get, the fact that you get an olive and a tan color, that one is an interesting addition to a set of 24. These do have names that are not only printed, but also kind of engraved onto the barrel. Yeah, and I really did like the way that these worked in my coloring book. So let me grab these pencils too. All right. So again, we'll start with some purples. You know what? I'm going to try to put another piece of paper under here and see if that changes. Not so much. Yeah, it's really just the paper. But again, these are harder pencils. They're very inexpensive. You can see I got 24 of them for $4.77. But I was able to do some pretty cool things with these. Again, because they are a hard pencil, I can't color with them for very long. And you don't want to use a whole lot of pressure with these because they don't react well. Once you push too hard, it's hard to blend them the way you would with like a Prismacolor. So if you have a heavy hand, these might not be the best for you. But yeah, with light pressure, you are able to get really cool effects. And I'm pushing harder than I would normally push on these swatches. Oops. So you can kind of see all of my individual strokes. That one blended well together. All right, let's try this one. We're gonna go pink, blue, emerald. It's a nice pink. And then finish that off with the emerald. I'm going to go back in. It blends pretty well. You can see I've made a different color in between each of those three. So there's the Sargent Art tester, and then so here is what I did with using those two brands of pencils. So for the US Art Supply, I did all of the green, all of the greenery was done with just those US Art Supply pencils, and then all of the flowers were done using the Sargent Arts pencils. I think it turned out really cute. This is a page that I would like to finish. I was very happy with the way this flower, I mean, I like all the flowers, but I thought that this one was really cool. I don't usually think to use brown tones, and in this Sargent Art set, you've got this tan and this cappuccino, and that's what I used to make this flower, and then a darker, the darkest brown around the center, and then some yellow and this cappuccino again for the little dots in the middle of the flower. I'll bring that up so you can kind of see what I was talking about. So I've got shading on all the little circles, and yeah, this flower was done with just those two colors. And I think it turned out really, really pretty. I mean, the same like with these, the hydrangea over here and this combination I think was really pretty. And then this was just a basic yellow with a little bit of orange on it, and I think it turned out well. And then using those US Art Supply to do the leaves, I added blues in here to get this really dark color, and then I did go back in at the end with a black to make the shadows. But yeah, I think that turned out really cute. I like it a lot. So I was pleasantly surprised with what I was able to achieve with those pencils, with those inexpensive pencils. So yeah, all right, on to the next set. All right, and then last but not least are these Cra-Z-Art pencils. Now, I was not anticipating that these would be any good at all. I purchased these ones on Amazon. These were $7 for the 36 pack. I got these Cra-Z-Art, this 12-pack one at my local grocery store for $1, and then you can also get a 72-pack of the Cra-Z-Art for $4 on Amazon. So with that price point, I was not expecting anything like what I got. So ignore those ones, but this is the color chart for the 12, and even when I was swatching them out, I was like, oh, these aren't going to be great. And then this is for the 36 pack. Lots of really cool colors. Again, it's got a nice selection of browns, greens, blues, lots of different oranges and reds. So lots of fun colors. I'll go ahead and swatch these guys out for you real quick. So in the 36 box, you've got, I think I might have gone through and put these in color order. I don't know that they were in this order when I got them, but it doesn't matter because these all do have the name. I hope you can see that. These are printed and kind of embossed into the pencil. And this one says Timeless Creations. I'm not sure what the difference is between these and just the regular Cra-Z-Arts because they didn't feel any different. Maybe it's just the box that they come in. I'm not sure. But yeah, these are a thin pencil. The barrel or the lead is a decent size. I didn't have any breakages or any issues with these when I was sharpening all of them. Let me grab a few more pencils out of here. So we'll do the yellow, the custard. Let's do the orange, the peach, and let's do the ruby red for that blend. Let me find a couple of purples in here. So we'll do the, let me see where I'm at. We'll do the wild lilac and the smoky purple. And for the fun blend, let's do this pink. And there is a turquoise color in here. Let me find that. Nope, that's the bubbly blue. The turquoise color is called, I think, Aruba. Oh, that's, where is it? There it is. So pink Aruba and let's try this one, blue jeans. So these ones have fun names too. I mean, there's like your normal names, just yellow, red, orange, whatever, but like wild lilac instead of just lilac. Again, this paper is not the best, but you get the gist. So there's the purple. And like I said, I do like to start with purples to try out purples on things because purples always seem to be one of the harder colors, and blues with purple in them and pinks with purple in them. Those ones always seem to be the hardest kind of colors for the manufacturers to get right. I don't know if that's get the right mixture of binder and pigment in there. All right, so there's the purple blend. Let's do this yellow. This is just super smooth. So smooth. And like it says on the box, these are bright, vivid colors, which I was very surprised about when I opened up when I colored with these pencils. These are pencils that will be definitely rotated into my supplies. So bright. And this is with me pressing, using medium pressure. I'm not pressing super hard. And it's super bright colors. Okay, here's my pink. And then we'll go into blue jeans. And we'll go into Aruba. Oh, this color is beautiful too. I have a thing with turquoise, I guess. Okay. See, and that blends really well together, which I was really surprised about when I used these. All right, so there's the little swatch, and let me show you the page that I have from this book. I did want to make sure that I tested them all in the same book so that I could kind of gauge how they worked versus, you know, all on the same paper. So this is the page that I did. And I will say that only half of this page was colored with the Cra-Z-Art, and the other half was colored with polychromos. And if I didn't know which was which, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. this was so surprising to me. And I would like to see if you guys can guess which one's which. But I'll go ahead and tell you. So this half of the heart was done with the Cra-Z Arts. And this half and the bird and the key was done with Polychromos. And I mean, I would compare, they're comparable to Polychromos with the way they blend, the brightness of the colors. Now, I only used 12 colors, the set of 12, original 12, to do this, these pages too. So this reddish purpley color, I had to blend, I think I blended the dark red, the purple, the bright red, and a pink maybe to get that color. And this, I did the same thing. I tried to I limited myself to only 12 colors in the Polychromos as well. So with a 36 set or even a 72 set of those Cra-Z-Art pencils, they would definitely be comparable to the Polychromos, which is crazy for me to say, but yeah, it worked. I can't tell a difference. So yeah. So overall, I guess my top recommendation would be these Cra-Z-Art pencils. They so surprising for the price, even if you don't get this timeless creation. So that set was 36 of them for $7. The other sets that you can get of the just original Cra-Z-Art pencils. I think I said there was a 12 and a 70. This 12 pack cost me $1. So these 12 pencils on this side was $1, and these 12 pencils on this side were not $1. Yeah, and then also on Amazon there was a 72 pack available in these for $4. So, and I actually prefer these over my beloved Crayolas. So, yeah, I hate to say that, but these are more vibrant. Yeah, I mean, the Crayolas I will use a lot too, but yeah, these Cra-Z-Art are definitely, I mean, they're even giving the Polychromos a run for their money. So yeah, so that is it for today. I hope that this helped you kind of realize that you don't have to spend a ton of money on pencils to make a pretty picture. It just takes a little bit of practice, a little bit of color theory knowledge sometimes when you don't have a huge selection. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed today. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.